Hey guys, today I'm showing you how to make the perfect party-pleasing recipe, Greek nachos. They're so delicious and super easy. Plus, I get to meet two fantastic ladies who are friends, they have babies the same age, and they found a way to make a living by baking together. Plus, Chris Burrous is taking us on a trip around the world with pizza. First up, besides sour cream, there's very few things that I love more than nachos. I love them anyway. I make them the traditional way, but I decided to try to make nachos with a twist. Because I love Mediterranean flavors, I thought, why not Greek nachos? Take a look. I love nachos, and I was thinking, what's a way to kind of come up with something where it's a little bit healthier and it has more veggies and different ingredients, and then I saw a recipe for Greek nachos and I thought, okay, I can get down with Greek nachos. And it's one of those recipes that you would, on a Saturday afternoon when you're kind of looking through the fridge going, what can I make that's quick and easy? It's like, yes, Greek nachos. So for Greek nachos, I'm gonna do a little ground lamb. And ground lamb is one of those ingredients that I just started getting into. If you like the taste of lamb, you're gonna be into this recipe. If you don't, I would even try it where you mix it with beef and with lamb. Cut it with beef so it's not as strong of a flavor, but that's what I'm gonna use today, and that really gives it that Greek flavor when you incorporate the lamb, and you would treat it just like you would ground beef. So it's pretty versatile. You can do a lot of different things with it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and brown that up with some veggies, put it on top of pita chips, make a little tzatziki sauce, and that's how we're gonna do it. So let me start with the veggies. And I like to brown my veggies before my meat, because a lot of times if I brown the meat with the veggies, the meat doesn't brown, it just steams, and that's because there's a lot of water in veggies. So I'm gonna do the vegetables first, and then I'll brown the meat. And it's an extra step, but it doesn't take that much longer. I'll cut up some green pepper. You dice it pretty small because you want the chunks to be able to fit on a nacho. Then from the green pepper, do a little onion. Got our onion. Now I'm gonna go bring these to the pan behind me. All right. Garlic is so important, I think, to Greek food. And I add the garlic a little bit later, because if you add the garlic in the beginning with the rest of the veggies, it'll burn. So I wait just until things have cooked a little bit, and then I add it. Now I'm gonna add the garlic, 2 cloves. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the veggies out. Okay, time for the lamb. Let's get it in. And you just break it up. Add a little salt, pepper. And then another thing I want to add, which I really think is very Greek, obviously, oregano. So a good amount of oregano. Time to top the nachos. So our lamb is cooked, and I got pita chips, plain. They're not even salted, which I think is better, because if you got salted pita chips and then all the toppings we put on it, I think it'd actually make it too salty. So plain pita chips, you could even cut up your own pita bread and toast them in the oven first and do it that way if you want. Up to you. Okay. Man overboard. And we try to just get as much of it across the nachos. You don't want to waste any of the goodness, the onions, the peppers, the garlic, the pine nuts. And it smells so good. I'm gonna spread it out, because nothing's more annoying than the nacho that doesn't have any toppings on it. You know what I mean? The ones on the edge that don't get the love. Spread it around. And now to the cheese. For melting purposes, this is a Mexican style 4-cheese blend. Whatever you'd like, but something melty, because you want them to have the mouthfeel of a nacho, which always has the melted cheddar or jack. I'm gonna put that on top. And then when they come out of the oven, I'm gonna top it with feta, so even more cheese. Now you put them in the oven under the broiler just until the cheese melts, and then we're gonna top it with our veggies. One of my favorite Greek condiments is tzatziki. And I don't know if I'm saying it right, I think I am. It's so delicious because, of course, it has a base of my favorite things, which would be sour cream and Greek yogurt. And together with some cucumber, It is the best condiment. I'm gonna put it on top of the Greek nachos, but really tzatziki you can serve with chicken, fish. It's always in the, pita sandwiches that you get, the gyros and all that. So the grating of the cucumber is the most time-consuming thing with tzatziki. There's your cucumber. I'm gonna show you just how much water comes out of this. I put it on some paper towel or a towel, whatever, and then you wrap it up. Look at this. All of the water. All of that would make your sauce watery. And now, your base, look at that, of tzatziki. The cucumber is dry, and that'll give you a delicious sauce. Get our bowl, and we'll add the Greek yogurt, full fat, for sour cream, a good dollop. We stir that around, and then a few other things go into tzatziki. Tzatziki needs a lot of garlic. It's a very garlicky condiment. So I grate. So it's not too raw, the taste of garlic. If you were to chop it, you get those big chunks, which is fine. I mean, if you really love garlic. I like it when it's a little bit more delicate and not those big chunks of garlic. So when you grate it, it just kind of melds into the sauce a little nicer. Some salt, a good amount of salt because the sour cream and the Greek yogurt doesn't have any salt. A good amount of lemon. I like my tzatziki to be really nice and bright and lemony. I probably would add the whole lemon. Now you give it a stir, and then this is where you really check the seasonings and say, oh, needs a little more garlic, needs a little more salt. Time to check out our Greek nachos. Woohoo! I get excited when I see melted cheese. Anybody else? To top our nachos, I'm gonna start with the spinach. See, now it's healthy. You've got some spinach on top. And then chopped tomatoes. And we get it to every corner because you want all the nachos to have the same toppings. Some of the Kalamata olives. They're so salty and briny and delish. And then I think a nice Mediterranean nod to, these Greek nachos is some marinated artichoke hearts. And remember, in the lamb, we have pine nuts, we have garlic, we have green pepper, we have onion, we have oregano. So the lamb has a ton of flavor already. Oh, and then more cheese. We're gonna do some feta. Feta is so salty and yummy that you don't want too much, and that's why I didn't use it as my melting cheese, because it doesn't melt the way a cheddar or a jack would. And like you would nachos, you would have your sour cream on top. Let's do a little tzatziki on top. What do you say? You could serve them off the tray. I think it'd be nice if I could transfer onto this. And I'll just keep it on that's why I love using parchment paper, because parchment you can serve off of. It doesn't look too bad, so I'm gonna try to do the transfer. Okay, wish me luck. I just lost one artichoke, not bad. Ta-da! Greek nachos. It's all of your favorite Greek flavors, but made into nachos. Try it. They really are so delicious. You gotta try them. Coming up, Chris Burrous takes us to a pizza place with not your ordinary pies. I'm talking chicken tikka masala pizza, a Turkish pizza, and he even runs into late night legend Jay Leno. Plus, does Levi like it? It's a blueberry mini pie. I test out a new recipe, but does he like it? But first, I get to bake with the lovely ladies of Sweet Laurel. These two moms have figured out the perfect combination of ingredients to make the most delicious grain, egg, and dairy-free desserts. That's coming up next. So many people have allergies that prevent them from enjoying delicious desserts. That's why the ladies of Sweet Laurel are changing lives. Laurel Gallucci and Claire Thomas. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Sweet Laurel, aka Sweet Laurel.
Exactly.
And that's your namesake. And that's because this kind of started as your baby, in a sense that you had to fix what was wrong with you, and a lot of that had to do with diet, and then Sweet Laurel was born.
Yes, so I have an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's.
Yeah.
And basically I was treating it medically and not seeing any results for about 2 years, and I had, enough. And I was turned on to the idea of healing through food by a functional medicine doctor. And she challenged me to remove all grains, refined sugar, dairy, soy from my diet.
That's everything.
Yeah, it's a lot. If I needed cake or crackers, they had to be made with things I could eat. So hence, we started making things with almond flour. I used coconut oil, Himalayan pink salt.
How did Claire get involved then?
Well, what happened was Laurel and I love baking together. Yeah. That's really kind of how our friendship was born. And so we would always bake together. And one day Laurel brought over this beautiful, delicious chocolate cake. Yeah. So I was digging into this cake, this chocolate caramel cake. It was so good. And then Laurel kind of smiling was like, oh, you know what's in it? And I was like, what, chocolate? I don't know. And so she told me her ingredients. And I was so blown away because for me, when I'm eating this cake, I thought, oh my gosh, this really tastes like what it is. It tastes like a delicious, decadent chocolate cake covered in caramel. It's so good. And so I turned to Laurel, and I don't know what happened. I just had this moment where I saw my beautiful friend. I knew her story and the journey she had gone through, and this cake was just so, so good that I was like, cool, so what are we doing with it? Right. And Laurel was like, what do you mean?
I was like baking for friends and family.
Like,
I didn't really have.
No, girl, we're opening a bakery. And so that was the day that we started Sweet Laurel.
And now that you two are moms, you guys have babies, and really, I was talking to you, Laurel, the fact that you are now healthy and you feel good allowed you to have a baby, which is huge.
When, Claire was like literally my second phone call when I was pregnant because it was such a miracle, and it was like
the doctors told you that might not happen for you.
I was like totally not able to have kids for a long time, and when I got pregnant, it was really like, wow, I am healed. My body can carry a baby. It was pretty amazing. Yeah. I call it the cherry on top of the Sweet Laurel story because, it proves that it can make a huge difference in your life.
So, and that's the thing. I mean, if people are suffering from an autoimmune disease, I know that's something my husband suffers from, and I know what it's like for people going through that. Yeah. I mean, this kind of thing becomes life-changing because you don't have to feel yucky after eating something delicious.
Yeah.
So the strawberry tart, Claire, this is your favorite.
I love this recipe so much because to me, it really encapsulates sort of the ethos of Sweet Laurel. It's so simple. You only need the 5 main ingredients plus whatever is fresh and in season, and then coconut whipped cream. And it honestly takes no time to put together. And we love this crust recipe. It's also kind of the base of a lot of the cookies we do. It's kind of our workhorse, honestly. Like you can turn this into like a bunch of different things. Yeah. We love it.
It's definitely a make-ahead recipe, which I know every entertaining person loves.
Yeah.
So
just let it hang out in the fridge and you're good to go. Okay, go ahead, do your thing. Show us how it's done, but it's fast.
Yes, it's so fast. So we're making a tart. So you need a tart crust. This is a 9-inch tart pan. We like to grease it with coconut oil. That helps it so it doesn't stick to anything. And then this is our almond flour. We use almond flour because it's full of good fats. It's anti-inflammatory. It's absolutely delicious. So what we like to do first is mix our dry ingredients super well.
And I saw some pink salt go in there.
Yes, so we love Himalayan pink salt. It's not bleached. There's no anti-caking agents added to it. This is our maple syrup.
Okay, little sweetness.
And the idea is that everything in our ingredients are all exactly what you'd imagine you'd have in conventional baking. Yeah. So instead of like all-purpose flour, it's almond flour. Instead of
nothing with a funky name.
No, nothing weird. And also, you shouldn't have to, buy 1,000 things to put together a pie crust.
You know what's interesting? This dough looks very shortbready.
Totally. It's very much so like that. Yeah. And we've even done savory tarts where they don't have maple syrup in it, and this is our little tart crust.
So that literally took 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds.
Not even.
It's very easy.
My joke is that if you can make box brownies, you basically can make 90% of everything in the cookbook. It's meant to be kind of something that any mom can put together. Anybody who has a real life and a busy day can actually whip it up.
And then you bake it for how long?
Yes. So this bakes at 350 for about 12 minutes.
Okay.
And then the finished crust is
you just want it to be lightly golden brown.
Here's the pretty tart, and you guys were saying that this isn't fancy ingredient stuff. You can literally go anywhere because now all stores carry almond flour. They carry coconut oil and what is that?
Ooh, delicious coconut whipped cream.
So that's made out of coconut milk?
Yes, so the trick with coconut whipped cream is you buy canned coconut milk, full fat, so you definitely want full fat. You leave it in your fridge overnight, just in the top shelf, coldest part of your fridge, and what happens is very similar to cream in milk, the fat rises to the top. So you just scoop out that beautiful creamy fat on top and whip it lightly, and then you end up getting this.
It's the frosting for a large amount of our cakes at Sweet Laurel. People love it, and it's crazy, but you know, people actually like prefer it over real cream sometimes.
I could do this forever.
Oh yeah.
There's something very soothing about doing
It's very soothing. So for this, you can see I'm just kind of messing around.
No, Claire, you're being very particular. She's not just messing around. She's got her placement, and she keeps some of the little
She's so good.
green tops
I know, which to me is like I'm putting this together as if someone's taking a photo of it. So that's why the green tops are staying on. And even for me, like I love doing things like adding the edible flowers, like the little strawberries. The edible flowers are a huge part of the Sweet Laurel aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's rustic, it's feminine. People really love it. Now with social media and Instagram, we know everybody eats with their eyes first. It has to look beautiful and it has to tell a story with the visual. And every time we present something online, we need it to be beautiful, rustic, unfussy, but most importantly, delicious.
Claire, are you done?
I am all done. I'm done, I'm walking away. I'm walking away.
You sure?
Yeah, well there's also there's no more baby strawberries left, so that's...
It is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
So pretty. Laurel and Claire have so much happening. You can order their desserts online, they have a cookbook out, and you can visit their bake shop in Pacific Palisades. Plus, if you'd like to find out how to make that vegan caramel at home, go to caketile.com. Coming up, Chris Burrous takes us to a pizza place that's been named one of the 100 best places to eat in the U.S., and he runs into Late Show legend Jay Leno. Plus,
A little bit hot.
does Levi like it? We'll find out coming up. Chris Burrous always seems to find those great hidden gems. 786 Degrees is one of those gems. Unique toppings, delicious pizza, and they've been named one of the 100 best places to eat in the U.S. by Yelp. Take a look.
Got this email from Scott, says, meet me at 786 Degrees Pizza in Sun Valley for the Bombay Tikka Masala Pizza. I love it when you include pictures. We're here in Sun Valley. Let's go inside. Scott, hi, I'm Chris. Thanks for inviting us here. Appreciate it. This is a very different pizza place.
Oh, absolutely. 786 Degrees is a pizza place unlike any other around the area. They take you for a trip around the world, it seems like, with the pizzas they make.
Welcome to 786 Degrees. What can I do to make your day super special today?
I'm gonna get the Istanbul.
Alrighty, Istanbul's chicken Turkish doner kebab. And for you, buddy, anything in mind?
Bombay Tikka Masala.
Bombay Tikka Masala, you got it.
Back in the tiny open kitchen, it's handmade pie by pie on marble. Ingredients are fresh, often grown by the owner himself. Meats are halal, and the oven, it's the real deal. Mount Vesuvius lava rock, 5,000 pounds, imported from Naples, Italy. In the middle of our pizza's baking, in walks Jay Leno.
How'd you hear about this place?
Word of mouth. Most food places, it's mouth. So so that's how it works.
Do you mind if I listen in as you order?
I'm sure. Boy, is this a slow news day or what? Jesus, how bad you screw up to get this in time? A sausage?
Fresh arugula, garlic and truffle.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I have something in mind for you, buddy. I want to take you to Egypt. It has habibi. It has lamb on it.
Jay was a bit taken aback by the menu, which does not feature all the pizza parlor staples you're used to.
This one over here takes you to Turkey.
Yeah, I don't really want to go to Turkey. I just want to get sausage and sausage and pepperoni is good.
Our tipster ordered Istanbul pizza. That's chicken kebab, fresh cucumbers, and a Turkish jerry sauce with 21 herbs and spices. I ordered the Bombay Tikka Masala, saffron, turmeric, mint, yogurt, marinated in a clay pot for 48 hours before going into the fire.
Still waiting for the sausage, yeah. Apparently got to go through Istanbul and Turkey to get the sausage. It's a long trip.
It's smooth, it's smoky, it's zesty, it's everything that it should be.
It's like Indian restaurant on flatbread, but it's not too smoky. It's not too anything. It's very good.
Yeah, it's not a heavy pizza where you feel weighted and you can just zip around after this. This is the Istanbul.
Okay.
The sauce and everything, it's the cucumber, it's light, it's crisp, it's fresh. It's amazing.
My eyes don't like cucumber on the pizza, but my mouth
It works.
likes the yogurt.
It works.
Yeah. All right, total for our 2 pizzas, $28.34. It's not Domino's prices, but it is like a trip around the world at a pizza joint. Scott, thank you so much for tipping us off about this place. That was really unique. And once again, next to the nail shop and the donut store. Thanks for watching Channel 5. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you, sir. Very generous, that Jay. Very generous, thank you.
Yum, Chris, that looks so good. I've had the chance to taste their pizza, and it is delicious. All right, Levi likes it. You know, I have a pretty good track record so far, but does he like this one? Take a look.
Kind of black.
It's kind of black. I burned it a little. Try it, Levi. It's a blueberry mini pie
Oh,
for dessert. Will you try it?
okay.
Okay.
A little bit hot.
Yeah. But give it a bite.
I love now. It's so yummy.
You like it?
Yes.
Oh,
And you cook it good.
thanks. Yay, that's my boy. Levi likes it. All right. For the complete recipe on my blueberry pie, go to kchile.com. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time.